B2B marketplace for supply chain for fashion brands and retailers, Fashionza has raised $100 million in its Series B funding round, which was led by Process Ventures and Westbridge Capital. The round, which was a mix of equity and debt, also saw participation from existing investors Axel, Elevation and Disrupt AD. The company will use the fresh funds to create a sustainable supply chain for global fashion brands and expand into international markets. To talk more about the company's future growth plans, I am now joined by co-founder Abhishek Sharma of Fashionza. What kind of tech solutions do you offer to your customers?
We here at Fashionza actually provide one-stop sourcing solution for brands from entire design to delivery, and that happens on our technology platform. So we give them a catalog platform where they can select a design. On a supplier end, we actually provide them a supplier OS where they can manage their supply chain. We also provide the quality control as well as the visibility on the platform.
Now, Fashionza has raised $100 million from some of the marquee investors. Can you tell me what was the need to raise funds in equity and debt, and also how do you plan on using this money?
So we are investing a lot of money in terms of building a supply chain, technology, as well as the vast network of suppliers across the geographies. So next couple of months, we'll invest time and money in the North America market, which is like a hub for the biggest of the brands. And future, we'll go to the Europe and UK market as well.
Now, also apart from solving supply chain issues, Fashionza's marketplace also includes logistics, fintech, and payment support. How are these verticals doing for you currently, and are there any more categories that you're planning to enter into?
So I think when we started working, we realized that kind of suppliers or SMEs we work with, they always have a cash crunch. That's how we started entered into working capital support and the fintech support. So on the working capital side, so 50% of the supplier relies on us on their working capital cycle, and that we are expanding 100% of the supplier who are in ecosystem. At the same time, logistics, we are entering into the logistics for the cross-border. 20% of the business actually we catering on our logistics. That also will grow to 80% or 90% in future. We might go into the B2B payments and helping other ecosystem issues in the cross-border commerce.
Fashionza has experienced a 10x growth in the last 12 months. What's the kind of earnings Fashionza suppliers have clocked, and what's the target you've set for yourself this fiscal?
So I think for a typical supplier, we actually improve their efficiency, both at the time we have a top line as a bottom line also. For some of the case, some of our top supplier actually increase their top line to 50x growth in last 1 year, and the bottom line also increased to 20x. We want to achieve 500 million kind of run rate by end of this financial year.
Fashionza has a roster of over 250 manufacturers in India, Bangladesh, China and Vietnam that currently serves 200 plus brands across 6 countries, including the United States, Canada, UAE and India. The company caters to big and mid-sized brands such as Clovia, Bewakoof.com, The Soul Store, among others.
Some of the private level of the Myntra and Flipkart also are client. And in terms of the design to delivery, we provide, so our motive is to shrink that cycle. Earlier it used to be like a 6-month cycle. We want to reduce to like a 30-40 days kind of cycle. We are doing it like 60 days design to delivery support for most of our categories to these clients.
The pandemic has majorly affected the global supply chain, with 60% of the US adults in an August 2021 Gallup survey saying that they have been unable to get a product they wanted in the past 2 months because of shortages. Bearing the brunt of the impact is the fashion industry. Fashionza's platform was designed to handle exactly these type of supply chain challenges by providing access to fulfillment options that wouldn't normally be available to international companies.
I think one of the biggest channels when we started, we realized that there is an infinite supply exists in the ecosystem, but finding a reliable supply is always challenging. So going deep with the suppliers, give them a support in terms of technology, in terms of working capital, and then make them uplift so that they can serve what actually other nations are doing it. For example, China is very good in terms of reliability. That is one of the biggest challenge we actually spend, and that is one of the biggest challenge where we actually spending so much time to solve it.